In this video, I'm going to show you how you can generate leads so fast that it feels illegal. I'm going to walk you through my 3-step lead prospecting formula that has helped us at our agency to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars for our clients. This formula has helped my clients land some pretty big customers, like Deep Social Brands, an agency that landed a job with a company on the stock market. So by the end of this video, you'll go from barely getting any leads every month to having your calendar fully booked out. So give me your full attention and let me show you exactly how this all works. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here is how you get leads so fast that it feels illegal, right? Let's get right into it. Here's the tools you're gonna need. So you're gonna need Apollo.io to build a lead list. You're gonna need Clay.com, which is a sales tool that allows you to integrate with other sales tools. You're gonna need Smartly to send out the emails, and you're gonna need good old handy dandy ChatGPT, right? So let's get right into it. The first step that you're gonna do is you're gonna define your ICP. ICP, in case you don't know, is your ideal customer profile, and you're gonna define it and use Apollo to build a lead list of them, right? So I want you to take a look at your past customers, and you can even go to ChatGPT and just give it your website. Be like, hey, based off of my services or my product, who do you think would be my ICP, right? Or you can take a look at your past customers and be like, okay, what's the commonalities? What's like some averages? Like, who do I usually work with? What industries do I usually perform with? Usually, how many employees do they have? And basically, I want you to write all of this down and come up with something like this, whether it's on Google Docs or Notes or Notion, whatever it may be. Write down the job title that your ICP is, the industry they're in, how many employees they have at the company, what geography they're in, as well as location if that is in your service offerings, right? So, for example, let's say this is your ICP, which is like director of sales in the hospitality industry. They use Salesforce with 100 to 2,000 employees, right? You would go to Apollo.io, which if you don't know what Apollo.io is, watch my video on my channel. I'll link it somewhere above to learn how you can use this database to get leads. And you can go to Apollo to basically build this lead list of this right here, which is like director of sales in the hospitality industry using Salesforce with 100 to 2,000 employees. You can see director of sales, all these employees, hospitality industry using Salesforce, right? So basically, define your ICP and figure out where they're at, and use Apollo to build a lead list of them, right? And again, it says here, scrape using Apollo and verify emails using Million Verifier or Dbounce, right? So build a list of your ICP and scrape it using Apollo, and then you need to verify your emails, because what you'll find is that only about 50 to 60% of the emails that you get from Apollo is actually valid, right? It's actually safe to send to. If you don't verify it, your emails will land in spam and you are not going to book any calls. You might book some, but like your overall emails will get cooked in like a month, right? So we don't want that. So verify the emails using Million Verifier or Dbounce, scrape using Apollo. And the reason why this step is important and defining our ICP is important, because if you can define one specific type of persona or one specific type of person that you want to reach out to, your emails will be a lot easier to write to, because you're only writing to one specific type of person, right? If you're going to write this, for example, let's say you work with a lot of CMOs, right? And you're like, okay, Arian, well, I work with a lot of CMOs. Like, I don't know what industry they work with, right? Imagine you had 2 examples. On the first example, you're just putting in CMO and just building a lead list of everybody, right? Imagine how hard it is to write to that CMO. It could be like a low-level CMO with like 10 employees, or it could be like a high-level CMO with 1,000 employees. And one could be in the hospitality industry, and the other could be in the airline industry, for example, right? Do you see how like different it is? Like they could both be CMOs, but they're both dealing with different stuff day to day, because they're in a different industry, as well as they have a different number of employees, so their marketing strategy could be different, right? Versus if you had one specific type of persona to write to, it's super, super easy, because you know what pain points they struggle with, you know what pain points they deal with usually. And if you don't, I'll show you how you can do that market research here in a bit. But you'll be able to like write it very specific to what they struggle with and what they deal with, right? So define your ICP, build a lead list of them, verify using Million Verifier or Dbounce, right? That's the first step into this formula. The second step is creating an offer, right? And the first thing you need to do is, again, do market research. So you can do this in quite a different ways, whether it's talking to your current customers and being like, hey, what pain points are you struggling? Are you currently struggling with right now? Like what? Not right now. What pain points were you struggling with before working with us? How did we solve them? Like what did you get from them? What were you looking at before working with someone like us? Right? You could do that, or you can also join communities and forums where your ICP is. Right? So, for example, we were doing lead generation for an insurance brokerage about 2 years ago, and they were reaching out. They wanted to go after construction companies. So what we did was we joined a Facebook group of construction companies, and then we asked the construction companies like, hey, like how's your insurance, by the way? Like what's are you guys paying a lot, or like what's like some things you like, what's some things you don't like? And quite literally, we were able to get market feedback directly from them and write our emails in a way that is specific to their pain points and desires. You could do it that way as well. But this example that I'm going to show you is only going to be ChatGPT, because the other two ways I can't really show you. This is something you have to do depending on your industry, right? So I want you to go on ChatGPT, and I want you to put in this prompt. I believe I got this prompt from either Cold Email Chris or Troy Aiken from BuzzLead. But basically, you want to be like, hey, you're an outbound expert that operates a lead generation agency. One of your clients is this company, put in your own website, that works with this industry. Please answer the following questions to help us uncover this messaging. And it's supposed to say, how do they benefit from your offer? What pain points do they have? What potential unique advantages do they receive? What specific result would they want from your offer? And it'll give you all of this insane ammo here to basically write the emails with, right? So for example, it will say like, how do they bet, or what pain points do they have? Well, they struggle with standing out in the crowded market. They don't really have professional content because all the clinics, they don't have the time to do that. Some patients, they may hesitate because they're scared of dental stuff, right? So this is like all good ammo that you can use in your email, in your marketing, or in your outbound messages to target, right? And these are all angles you could have, right? And then from there, you can highlight specific ones and be like, okay, well, tell me more about this pain point, and then tie in how my services can help them, right? So it'll be like, okay, well, here's why this pain point is important. Here's why lack of professional content is important, right? Most of the clinics deal with blah, 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 and here's how you can help them, right? So you can see here, this is fantastic ammo to have, because you could just take one of these, like pain points, this one or this one, and just write it out in your email, right? You could just be like, tell me more about this. Tell me how I can help them, right? This is fantastic ammo to have. And then once you've done your market research, once you've written down all the pain points that your ICP struggles with, you can then get into offer creation, right? So offer creation, here's like a simple prompt or formula that you can use for your scripts. Basically, you want to have a poke the bear type of question, and don't worry, I'll get into all this. You want to have a poke the bear type of question for your script, a offer, a case study, and a call to action, right? So for example, for those pain points that I showed you earlier, you can highlight those pain points and be like, hey, give me some engaging questions that we can use in our email in regards to this pain point, right? So for example, the professional quality, more patients conversions, right? It'll output you some really good questions, which is like a poke the bear type of question in your emails. So it'll be like, hey, when new patients check out your website, did they see a polished professional clinic or just another generic office? Not bad. If a nervous patient is choosing between your clinic and a competitor with the high quality patient story videos, who do you think will trust more? Or how many patients avoid booking because they don't know what to expect? That's pretty good. Would more people book with you if they saw a friendly welcome video instead of just a list of services? Wow, that's pretty good, right? So basically, that's the poke the bear type of question. You can just highlight it and using that same prompt, be like, give me some engaging questions that we can mention in our emails, right? And what you can do is you be like, hey, would more people book with you if they this is the same format here. Would more people book with you if they saw a friendly welcome video instead of just a list of services? We can make you a dentist introduction video so that you can build trust with your patients and stand out amongst your competition. We recently helped this company make 3 videos which brought them more bookings for their services. Are you open to seeing some examples that we made for them, right? So you can see here like the poke the bear type of question works really, really well. And we're just tying in that pain point that they have by tying in the pain point that they have to the offer that we have, right? That's pretty much it. Like all you're doing is just tying that pain point that they have and just mentioning how your offer or your services can help basically alleviate that pain point, right? Another thing I do want to say with offers is that you want to have relevance and not personalization. A lot of people use stuff like Clay, and I'll get into Clay in a little bit here. A lot of people use stuff like Clay to basically, to have all this AI personalization of, hey, I saw your LinkedIn post that said this. Do you want 10 to 20 calls a month? Hey, I saw your LinkedIn post about your son graduating high school. Would you be open to our SEO service? Like, that doesn't really like correlate, right? You instead, you want to have relevance. If you're gonna have personalization, have relevance. Relevance, and I'll get into it later, is a lot better than having personalization. And with the scripts itself, you want to keep it short and simple. You want to keep it under 75 words, and you want to keep it like a sixth grade reading level, right? The reason why I say sixth grade reading level is the average reading level of an American is like a seventh grade reading level. So if you keep it any more above that, no one's gonna understand your emails. Even doctors, even lawyers, they're not gonna understand. Or they will understand it, but it's even to them, if you're reaching out to them, if you have like a sixth grade reading level email, right, and they deal with all this high level stuff day to day, your sixth grade reading level email will be like a pattern interrupt. They'll be like, what? I don't usually get emails this simple. Like, what the heck is this? I'm interested. Like, well, let me check this stuff out, right? It's a pattern interrupt. It's quite literally a pattern interrupt. And then finally, you want to have a soft call to action. A lot of people will pitch a call in the first email. You do not want to do this. Just pitch a, hey, can I send you more info? Like I did here. Like, hey, open to seeing some examples that we made. We're literally pitching video examples, right? Keep it soft and don't use any like hard call to action, right? That's how you create an offer. Now, once you've created that offer, you want to then send out cold emails, right? So here you can use a tool like smartlead.ai, and on Smartlead it'll actually let you buy email accounts and domains, right? And I want you to do this, right? I want you to buy 14 domains on Smartlead, right? This you will use to essentially send out emails, and I want you to have 14 domains. If you don't know how to use Smartlead, you can check out my YouTube tutorial again in the top right. But basically, on Smartlead, you need to have 28. I want you to buy 28 email accounts, 21 of them Google, 7 of them Outlook, and I want you to send out 22 emails per day per inbox, right? If you send out 22 emails per day per inbox, that'll be 12,000 emails every single month, right? So I want you to go on Smartlead and buy all of this stuff, and I want you to warm up for 2 weeks before you send. And in the warm up process, you can do all of this stuff with your ICP research and list building, right? So when you hop on Smartlead, buy those email accounts, and then warm up for 2 weeks before sending out. And really quickly, the reason why I have these numbers here is you can book a lot of calls with this. Let me show you the math. So let's say every single month you send out 12,000 emails, right? With the amount, if you buy all those domains I mentioned above, every single month you're sending out 12,000 emails. Out of those 12,000 emails, let's say you get a 1% reply rate. That's pretty low, but we're going with minimum here, right? If you get a 1% reply rate out of those 12,000 emails, you will get 120 replies. If only 10% of those positive responses, if only 10% of those 120 replies are positive responses, that'll mean 12 positive responses. If out of those 12 people who said they're interested, 6 of them book a call, and you close 2 out of 3, which is like a third, that sounds like pretty good numbers for me, honestly, right? Because all of this stuff up here is only like $400 to $500 a month. So if you could really optimize this right here, you will quite literally have such a cheap and reliable client acquisition system that it just doesn't make sense not to do it, right? And then once you do have all of this stuff going, you can then refine your offer, which if you refine your offer, it'll increase your reply rate and you will book more calls. And then once you do have this, you can just send out more emails. Like if you know that, okay, out of 12,000 emails sent, we closed 2 people. Let's now double it and we should close 4 people next month, right? It's literally just a numbers game. It's literally like paid ads. It's literally just a numbers game. Once you have this analytics and stuff there, you could just be like, okay, what's my numbers? What's the reply rate? What's the positive reply rate? What's the meeting booked rate? Okay, out of those meetings, how many did we close? Okay, bet. Let's just, if we sent X amount of emails and we close this many people, we can just send out more emails and close more people, right? So it's quite simple, right? Just send out more emails, refine your offer, and increase the reply rate. So, ladies and gentlemen, to give you a summary of this video, basically define your ICP, focus on precision with the targeting, and make your offer relevant, and send out more emails and scale this, right? So like and subscribe if you want more content like this, And if you're a B2B business making over $30,000 a month or more, and you want someone to do all of this stuff for you, set up all the smart lead accounts, help you define your ICP, build a lead list of them, refine your offer itself, and you want someone all of that basically just done for you, everything I covered in this video, click the link below and we can book a time to chat and speak on this further. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.